And if you place the microphone on a piece of cloth tape, and the tape is approximately the same length as the microphone, and then you bring it around, and you can kind of see the example on my shirt here as well. If you bring it around like this, you can make a little tulip out of it. It's a bit difficult to both do it and show it, but I think I'm getting close. There we go. Okay, so I've made myself a little tulip. I can stick onto a piece of clothing, okay, do that, and the sides of the tulip keep the next layer of clothing that I'll put on away from the top of the capsule there. So we can put another layer of clothing over the top now, but before we do that, what you should do is make a little loop like so, and if you take another piece of tape and you just want to stick that just underneath the chest there, and maybe we'll get another piece of tape and we're just going to just put that there like that. Now, what that's doing is it's isolating this little microphone. Actually, he's just popped out a bit, hasn't he? Hang on a sec. Let's pull him down. There we go. We want him wholly within that tulip that I've created. So this piece of tape keeps the microphone in place. And this piece of tape over here just means that if I've got this in my pocket, then I'm not going to, if I've inadvertently pull, you know, I'm not pulling over here, I'm pulling on this. So that's going to keep the whole kit and caboodle quiet. So why don't I put on my jumper now, and we'll have a listen and see what it sounds like. So our microphone is placed exactly here. We can see our levels. In theory, we should be listening to them, but I understand when you're filming yourself, you could always redo it if there was a problem, right? My recommendation with these microphones is try not to move around too much. So ideally, you would, you know, maybe stand and present a piece to camera, or sit and present a piece to camera, and not move around too much, okay? That is going to allow you to capture some really great sound, considering it's only a few $100s. And to put it in perspective, the Sony units are more like, you know, $1,200 for one. They use a much stronger wireless signal, so you don't lose that signal. I know we always see people on YouTube going, okay, I'm going to walk away from my camera now and see what range this has got. Well, it's on the 2.4 gigahertz bandwidth, and so there's a lot of interference on that, and in the city you just can't trust that sort of thing professionally. But if you're just filming yourself, you're using a phone, you know, that sort of thing, I think they're absolutely perfect. So you don't just have one of these, you go ahead and buy yourself the matching microphone, which is a few dollars more, but then it allows you to plug that in and then, you know, stick that on under your clothing, and you just get a really nice clean look, but it also keeps the microphone exactly the same distance from your mouth, and it picks up the resonance from your chest as well. So you just get a much higher quality of audio. I think that audio is more than half of the picture that you're capturing. So it makes sense to give it a little bit of time and attention. And okay, on the mobile phone, when you're watching on speakerphone, or if you're on your computer or something at home, you know, you can't really tell a huge difference between this microphone and a professional setup in ideal conditions. They all sound pretty good. But as soon as you put the headphones on, which a lot of people are wearing these days, Apple headphones in particular are just incredibly good. You can use them as hearing devices. And so those are really picking up the nuances of audio, and they will hear the difference. It really will make a difference, not just to the quality of your videos, but also the engagement as well. People may not be like, oh, wow, your videos sound amazing, you know, but they will definitely like your videos and stick around for a bit longer. You've stuck around this long, you must be really keen. So smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.